Welcome to another episode of Forever Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Fernier, joined by my co-host Christian Dyer. How are you feeling for this game today, Christian? Tomorrow, I should
Laid
say.
back. I'm laid back. I'm the rookie's in there, and I'm ready to go with the flow. I'm not like
Yeah,
in a whole like you have to worry about the season and we have to do this, we have to do that. I'm just we'll see what happens and go from there.
yeah, I agree. I think after getting the go that Trey Lance was going to start tomorrow's game, I think all of us were pretty happy about it because we finally get to see what he could bring to the table and see how he does in a real NFL game. Because I know it's been a while since he's actually started a game, so I'm pretty excited to see what he brings to the table for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just excited to see like what it does to the run game. That's what I'm looking
mhm,
forward to. I think
Me too.
with Arizona having like the 31st ranked run defense
Yeah,
and Mitchell coming back healthy, and from what I've been saying, um, since we drafted him, Trey Sermon was meant to be the running back for Lance. So I'm really excited just to kind of see how the run game looks and how it goes with him in there. I mean, I like I was telling you earlier. I mean, I know I'm kind of being overzealous, jokingly, but I see us rushing for 300 yards.
yeah. Can
So
you hear me?
yeah, so I just
Okay.
I'm excited because you can't just stack the box now like teams have been when Jimmy's in there. And if you do,
Hmm.
Trey Lance's favorite thing to do is throw deep. You could
Yep.
see him in the game against Seattle. He's looking for it. He's looking for the deep shot. Looking for the deep shot. So if you stack the box the whole time against us, he's gonna make him pay because he's gonna get to do his favorite thing to do and burn him deep. So
Exactly.
and then we added Travis Benjamin, the speedster, uh, to the roster for this game. So I'm uh I'm excited. I think they're going to be trying to stop the run a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be able to. And
Yeah.
If Kyle can put in his, where's it going here with all the motions and stuff before the run, it's only going to make it harder.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with having Elijah Mitchell back as well and Trey Sermon to help out too. I think it's gonna throw off the Cardinals D on who's gonna get the ball um, and everything too. Um, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see this tomorrow. I think if Trey could pull off a really good game for himself and we get the dub out of it, um, I say our season's not over yet.
Yeah, I mean, what are they? The only undefeated team left in the NFL.
Hmm.
You know, if the rookie goes in his first start and takes them down, um, yeah, I mean it's good. It's good for the rest of the season because honestly, I don't really have a lot of expectations for the rest of the season now, but the fact that we don't have that tough a schedule for the rest of the season, other than our divisional games,
Hmm.
if he can get this one, um, I'll be excited because taking this one is kind of taking back that loss we had against Seattle. Like we're stealing a win after completely giving up, what should have been a win last week. Um,
Yep.
I think stealing this win, if we could steal this win from Arizona, we still have a chance to make a push for a wild card spot. Um, like I wouldn't say we win the division or anything, but it would be cool to see at least see the rookie kind of take this team to a wild card spot. But I have no expectations because he's a rookie quarterback. I'm just kind of gonna sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah. Same. Um, I saw today on Twitter that somebody says, this is Trey Lance's first game in a long time. If he does mess up, don't give him a hard time. Um, he's going through it. He's going through the process, and it's gonna help him establish more of being comfortable out there.
It,
And you know,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
go ahead.
like this now he has Kyle, designing plays and designing a game plan for
Hmm.
him like where he came in, it was designed for Jimmy Garoppolo. That is a real thing that happens when you come in as a backup. You're going off what was designed for the starting quarterback. So he's coming in on an offense designed for him. And if there's any coach that can make things happen and get a rookie quarterback comfortable and make things easy for him, it's Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
I mean, the biggest thing is, it's going to be so much easier for him if they can establish the run game. That's kind of the thing, is like, we're going to have to see kind of how the defense comes out against us when we're out there, because if we can establish the run game and like Trey's threatened with, the zone read, and if we're making it and making our outside zone runs good, and we can even get it a little bit in between the tackles with Sermon. If the run game's just going and we're just getting chunk after chunk, there should be no reason that Lance doesn't just annihilate Arizona on the play action, because especially with play action, Kyle can scheme receivers open, and they're going to be even more open with the play action. That I don't see how there isn't a lot of easy throws for Lance to make to get his confidence up to where he can start making the tougher throws throughout the game. The more he starts making the easy throws.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think also too is I think just being protected and everything too is, I think he'll be able to make those throws. And if the pocket is like collapsing and everything, he's able to use his legs to get out of there, like we saw last week, and
he's going to
a good
extend
pass.
the play. He's going to extend most of the plays.
And that's what I'm excited to see as well. Because we haven't had a quarterback since Kaepernick that has done that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see if Kyle can really put in some bootlegs and get Lance out on the run a little bit more. I'm definitely interested in that, and to kind of see how that works and see how much we get him out of the pocket.
Yep.
But the thing is nice is, even if the pass game or the pass blocking can't hold up, we don't have to feel like we're dead in the water like we are with Jimmy, because Trey can make something happen with his legs, and he showed that last week. So that we already know. Like, we know that if the pocket breaks down, he can make something happen. So I'm kind of just excited to see the play calling and to see, I probably shouldn't get too excited because, Kyle might, dumb it down at first, but I'm excited to see how it goes and to see what happens. I just hope Kyle comes out and is, ballsy Kyle and just calling everything and not caring, not trying to just like inch into it. Just call it. Just go for it. That's what I think.
Exactly.
But I hope that's how Kyle goes with it. I hope he doesn't go in too soft, because if he goes in too soft, we're going to be getting 3 and outs. That's the only thing I worry about is if he's calling too soft a game. I don't think he will. I think he's just going to let it rip and see what the rookie can do. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I agree. If I'm really interested to see what Kyle has planned to do with Trey, with his game planning and everything for Trey. Because last week he was kind of thrown in there, right? And he was messing up the first couple series, but he finally got comfortable and everything, and everything was working out perfectly well. But I'm hoping not to see that as we did last week, but like start off a lot better, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. And then going off that comment by Kyle there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Nick Bosa have a day, but I'm a little worried defensively just because, we struggle a bit more against, mobile quarterbacks, and nobody can escape like Kyler Murray. So if I think if Bosa can get there early and surprise him, we can get a little bit more sacks and not let him escape the pocket. But I'm very worried, defensively stopping Arizona's offense, just because the way how we're struggling in the backfield with the corners. I'm really worried that once he does escape, and it's just freaking some schoolyard bullshit, they're gonna burn us, because he can extend the play for so long, and with our corners not being able to hold up, and if we can't get to him early and hit him, then we're gonna have to worry. So I am a little bit worried how the defense is gonna look. tomorrow, just
Yeah.
because of the fact that Kyler Murray can extend the play, and I'm not sure that our corners can hold up.
Yeah. Well, with especially with Josh Norman back too, and the way Mosley looked last week, I'm not too worried. But I think they do need to keep an eye on um, the other receivers, other than Hopkins, because I was watching NFL Network the other day, and they were saying like that they asked him if they're like if he's upset about like not getting as much yards as he used to, and he goes, no, like I love this because he's not he's not focused on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
that's another thing that they should keep an eye on. Um, and if that's the case, um, we shouldn't be worried too much. I really feel like if our D line could get there and scramble Kyler, we shouldn't be too worried about going downfield and everything like that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, it's interesting to see when D Ford's in there because he does have a lot of speed if he can maybe chase Kyler out of bounds a lot and kind of keep that side going. If like if where Bosa's getting the pass rush, um if Ford can because Ford's the fastest guy we got on the line, if he can kind of run down Kyler maybe on his side, that's what I'm kind of hoping to see because you know I almost wonder if we need a quarterback spy with Kyler, but if we can keep Ford in there on certain downs, I mean, I feel like he, with his speed, can catch up to him or at
Mm-hmm.
least get him out of bounds without getting a big gain. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting to see because I won't be surprised if Bosa can get in there. It's just whether he can grab him, you know, on top of
Yeah.
he's so tiny too, dude. And you're like all those big linemen. I mean, trying to get in around those big linemen and find the little guy. It's like the needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the defense looks. I would like to maybe spy Kyler a little bit. Like even if it meant taking one of the I don't know if you'd have to take one of the with running the 4-3 if one of the defensive ends could spy him a little bit and then
Mm-hmm.
go after him. But it's gonna be interesting to watch how the defense holds up. But the defense has been great. I mean, the only reason the defense might have looked bad so far this year is because the offense can't stay on the field. So it's
Yeah.
not like
Exactly.
it's not like that we've heard at corner, but the defense has showed up in every game and made it where we could win each game. We could be 4-0 because of the defense, but the offense
Mm-hmm.
hasn't shown up. Like
Yeah.
honestly, if the offense showed up, we'd be 4-0. Should have beat Green Bay and Seattle.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. Just real quick, Melissa, what's up? How you doing? Good to see
How's
you
it
back in
going?
here with us. Always a
Thanks for
pleasure.
joining.
um, but yeah, no, I agree. Because the offense doesn't stay on as long, the defense gets tired, and that's what and you saw last week, perfect example. They looked phenomenal most of the first half, and once Jimmy started not continuing drives and kept punting the ball away,
They get
our
tired.
defense, yeah, our defense got tired, and then look what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, you can see in the second half they weren't getting to Russ as much because they were tired. So
Yep.
that's going to be a big thing too. Tomorrow is if the run game is working, then our pass rush is going to be working when you think about it. Because if our run game's working and we're just running all over the place, we're going to be taking long drives. We're going to be controlling the clock and taking away opportunities from Murray. And the longer we have the ball, the fresher our defense is, and the less time he touches the ball, the better it is for us. And I just think if we can get this run game going, especially against the 31st ranked rush defense in the NFL, we better get this damn run game going because if we get this run game going, the rookie's going to look fantastic and have his first win. Like all we have to do is establish this run game. I don't see how we couldn't win if we establish this run game.
Yeah. Melissa says you guys are awesome. Thanks for going live. Can take one more pot shot at Kittle. Yeah, that was a big loss for us. We were going to
It,
get to that, but we'll bring it up now. So he had a limited practice yesterday, and then he gets sent to the IR today. What
I
the
don't
hell
think it was
happened?
his choice. Probably not
I
his
know.
choice though. It's probably them taking precautions because of just want him to be healthy later on in the season, and
Hmm.
because we don't know what we have yet with the rookie, they're like, well, why not just let him get healed? You got to think of it that way. We don't know what we have yet with Lance and what can come of this season yet.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of we just kind of, it makes sense that it's like, um, yeah, we kind of lose a little bit in the run blocking, but also our backup tight end is a run blocking tight end. He's not a pass catcher.
Hmm.
He can um, catch passes, and I think he's a pretty decent tight end. But he's there to run block. So we lose
Yeah.
a little bit, but he can do he's not obviously the yak monster that Kittle is, but he's gonna get open and probably get a couple catches. But it's it's better to get Kittle healthy later on in the season if we're gonna need him, and that's what I think what they're doing. It's like, um, it's just not worth uh, him getting like a worse injury because of it. Like,
Yeah.
with a calf, you're automatically worried about the Achilles.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
so and as many Achilles
Take a
injuries as there's been
precaution.
over the last couple of years. So they're just taking
Hmm.
precaution, and it makes sense because, in my opinion, yeah, Kittle's great, but I think we can win without him on that offense. Like, um, it's fine. I mean, it gets the other guys possibly more touches, gets them
Hmm.
more involved. We kind of have to maybe scheme offense a little differently, but it's fine because normally your big tight end is what somebody your rookie could lean on, but because we have Debo Samuel and he's pretty much you know, can do everything. I think, I definitely think that we'll be fine. And I think, if we can get uh, Debo in open space a lot tomorrow, I think Lance will find him. Um,
Hmm.
he just has to trust it because he sees the field. He can see the field. He just has to trust himself. I think that's what he was, struggling a little bit with some of his
Yeah.
reads. The first game, he wasn't completely trusting it yet. He was hesitant. That's a rookie thing. Um,
Hmm.
But he obviously can get to his other reads because when he had that 70-yard touchdown to Debo, that wasn't his first read. He was able
Yeah.
to see the field
Exactly.
and see him open. So I think he definitely, it'll be fine not having Kittle. Like, yeah, it sucks. He's a monster, and we want him in there. But where we're at right now with this team and kind of not knowing where we're going, and it's kind of just waiting to see where we're going to be, it's okay to let Kittle get healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Plus, also too, with having Ross in there as well, he's a big part of the team as well. And you saw it last year too when Kittle was out. Um, he had what, two touchdowns in one of the games last year?
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, he can
So
play. I mean, look how well he boxed out the safety on that touchdown that Jimmy threw to him, where he floated the ball up in the air on that
yeah,
one against Seattle, when we scored the first touchdown. He freaking straight up boxed out the safety and caught the ball. So I I don't have I have no problem with running with Dwelly. I think he'll be just fine.
yeah. And I think also too with I know Kittle hasn't had like big games yet, but with him out as all, I feel like Zach said in the group chat earlier, Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk might have more catches.
Well, he's just gonna the thing with Kittle is the one thing you can't replace, and the hardest thing to replace is the
Hmm.
clutchness. Not everybody has the
Yeah.
clutch gene, and Kittle he's clutch. When you need a big play late in the game to change the tide of the game, there's Kittle for you. He's there. He
Yep.
did it
Yep.
he did it against in the Green Bay game
Hmm.
where he had that huge gain, and gave it in that last drive that where we ended up taking the lead. That's because of Kittle. So, like, even if he's not putting up big numbers and putting up, getting touchdown and like a bunch of touchdowns, he's dominating in the run game, which is great. But he's clutch. He's there when you need him.
Yeah. Hung Fat says can't believe people are calling Kittle a bust or injury prone. Um,
Oh,
Honestly, that's not his fault.
we have the most bipolar fans in NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's just half the stuff they say is just I don't. There's that shouldn't even be thought about or talked about. Like, just if that's what you're going on, just shut up. He's not a bust.
Yeah.
He's not. It's just he's not
No.
injury prone. Yeah, he's got a couple injuries the last 2 years. But what last year's injury? Why did he get injured? Because Jimmy threw him a hospital ball.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Same thing with was it last week? Last week's game.
Yeah, dude.
Same
How
thing.
he didn't tear his
How was
ACL?
that
Yeah,
his
that's what.
fault?
Yeah, everybody should just be happy that he's not on IR for the rest of the year when he could have tore his ACL and destroyed his knee on that hospital ball Jimmy threw him. So
Exactly.
like, just getting hurt and playing, it's a part of football. Just go with it. It is what it is. Stop overthinking it and thinking it's this and thinking it's that and having to it is what it is. He hurt his calf. He'll be back. Now that he's going to have a quarterback, he's not going to freaking put him in so many terrible situations. He probably won't get hurt very much.
Yeah. Melissa says, do either of you think Sherfield will be featured more now that Trey Lance name dropped him in the presser after being named starter?
Oh, in passing downs, I would. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would be surprised to see more 4 receiver sets, even 5 receivers. Something where, because Kittle being out, you could put an extra receiver in there. Because especially with Dwelly not really as much being a pass catching tight end, you could just put Sherfield in there on passing downs, and you give somebody maybe more reliable, and somebody who has a little bit of more chemistry with Lance. Obviously Dwelly's going to be in there on the running downs, but I could see not having a tight end on certain pass plays and putting Sherfield in there and having Debo, Sanu, Sherfield, and Ayuk all in there at one time. So I could see that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but it would make sense with Kittle being out.
Yeah, I agree. Also, too, is like you said, I feel like he will definitely be used more. And I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be so interesting to see tomorrow, just to see how everything works out for the offense. You could say a lot of things have changed in the past week, especially with quarterback and everything, right? So it's gonna be crazy to see. But also wanted to talk about too is everybody. I don't know why everybody was tripping on this, but the fact that George Kittle liked that picture about Arizona's defense saying that Trey isn't no Kyler Murray, and I'm like, you're right. He's Trey Lance. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, he can see over his offensive lineman when he's he's not stretching his neck like this to throw the ball.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly,
good.
Kittle has the biggest social media presence of anybody on the team. So obviously he's going to be more involved in the social media stuff. And like, I swear to God, people look for the dumbest stuff. It's why I hate social media. It is a perfect example of why I hate social media.
I know.
It's like they're just looking for something to complain about and whine about. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Melissa says, my concern is D-line. I want to see Mohurst eat up that O.
I think our defensive line will be good. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyler Murray's running for his life most of that game.
Yeah, same.
I think with these, with the guys we have in there, especially with Kinlaw being in there and stuff, and then I think definitely we'll be much better against the run, obviously, because we've gotten better since we've gotten our guys back on the D-line. I think we'll be much better against the run. So I don't think they're going to be able to run as much. And the thing is if we can get a lead early, I mean, they're going to have to pass more, and that is always to our benefit. So Um,
Yeah.
it's just we're gonna have to just kind of see. It's
Exactly.
all gonna depend on what our offense looks like. That's completely going to depend on how the game's gonna play out.
Hmm. I agree. Um, and then with Elijah Mitchell back, Josh Norman back, and then within like what another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be getting Jeff Wilson Jr. back and Jermichael Hasty.
Mm-hmm.
Our running back room should be solid after that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
especially if we could see if we win this game too. Uh, I say our season's not a bust, and I feel like we could get far with the way our running back room is.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have a good chance to win this game. I really do, because of how I think the run game's going to look, and I think it's going to start to work this game
Hmm.
with Lance in there, and then going against such a
Hmm.
terrible run defense. Um, you know, uh, I think we're going to be good. And Elijah Mitchell, it's probably going to be limited, but the only reason it's going to be limited is because it's going to be running back by committee, which that's what
Yeah.
Shanahan likes to do anyways. So it's just going to depend on the play. Like obviously Mitchell's going to be for the outside runs, the zone stuff, and Sermon's probably going to be running between the tackles, especially with Mitchell
Yeah.
being coming off injury. It's better not to have him run between the tackles because that's how you hurt your shoulders more often. Because that's what he did. He ran between the
Hmm.
tackles and got to the 1 yard line against Philadelphia, got tackled at the 1 and hurt his shoulder. So
Yeah. Exactly. And I feel like too, like you said, they're gonna. I feel like between Elijah and Trey, they're gonna um, split between each other. So I think uh, I think it's limited as well.
mhm.
I wanted to touch on too, what you were telling me, I should say, um, past couple days that with Trey Lance in there now, um, we'll see a duo with Trey Lance and Trey Sermon because they fit so perfect with each other. I feel like that's going to help our run game as well.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it just on the first play. Trey came in there and Sermon had um, a huge gain. Like that's going to happen more often. Like and Trey's a hard runner,
Hmm.
and there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for him to get some big plays in between the tackles. So,
Hmm.
and I think our run game is going to be more focused towards that now that we have Lance because it opens it up. Where when we had Jimmy, when we had Jimmy, our whole run game was based off outside zone runs. So with Lance, it kind of opens up our ability to be able to run between the tackles more. So, and that's the kind of runner that Sermon is, and I think that's why we drafted him. I think we drafted him to pair well with um, Lance, and the fact that he knows the zone read so well. Um, I think that's why his understanding of running the zone read and stuff is that's why we drafted him to help uh, with Lance's progression and stuff. I think he was drafted because if we don't draft Trey Lance, I don't think we draft Trey Sermon. I think he was drafted for Lance. So I think it's just going to get better when we see them.
Yeah, I agree too, and I feel like it's going to confuse the defense a lot most of the game. Um, so
Sorry,
you're good.
my dog, dude.
Yeah,
He's literally bugging the shit out of me. Sorry.
all good, man. But uh, but yeah, I feel like um, they're gonna confuse the defense for sure tomorrow, um, and I think it's gonna help is also too, like I said before, with the passing game as well.
Yeah.
So, but what I was also gonna say too is um, what are your thoughts on um like wow, I lost my train of thought right now. Sorry. Let me just do your
Okay.
predictions real quick.
I know I lost mine too because my dog is literally freaking but like trying to bite me and shit right now. I'm trying to
All
do
good.
this. I can't focus.
So if we see Trey doing well and the offense scoring touchdowns and the defense stopping Kyler Murray, let me get your predictions. I mean, what do you think? Do you think the Niners could come out with the dub?
Oh yeah, I
Nick?
think I think the Niners are going to win 20, 24-21.
Okay. Okay. I feel like they will win 28-24. And I say Trey Lance goes and throws at least 3 touchdowns
Yeah,
for like 300 yards.
yeah, I like that prediction because we haven't had to kick many field goals because of the fact that we
Mm-hmm.
are the best red zone team in the NFL right now.
Yep.
So uh, I like that prediction. I got the Niners winning, dude. I mean, I put money I put money on the game for them to win. So I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so too. Especially with Trey Lance starting, it's changed my whole prediction and everything. I feel like we have a better chance now with him in there,
yeah, dude,
especially against Arizona.
I'm so excited, bro. I think this is a great game for him to start. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be people are going to be watching. It's going to be a big thing. Going against the team leading the division, the only undefeated team. Um, I think it's going to be fun to watch. Um,
Yeah, is I mean also too. If we win this game as well, like I said before, we still have a chance in the division, and that's also because the Seahawks just lost Russell Wilson for what 8 weeks.
hmm I mean,
So like that gives us more of a chance, you know.
we're going to have a chance in this division if our offense can move the ball. Our defense
Yeah.
is good enough, and if our offense can move the ball, we're going to have a chance. I mean, the Rams aren't like this great freaking powerhouse everybody thinks they are.
Yeah.
Um, I think we still have to see if Arizona's for real, which we don't know. So if we can win this game, it's definitely up in the air. You know, if
Hmm.
if we come out look good and our offense looks good, and maybe we can even win the division. That's kind of saying a lot, but at the same time, we have a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. No, I agree.
I I mean, if we can beat Arizona and then Trey plays good, and then we have the bye week coming out of the bye week, we got the Colts, and they don't scare me at all. And that gives
Yep.
an extra week, so 2 weeks to prepare for them and more practice time for Lance. It's just we're gonna get a good idea, I think, off this game, and kind of see what Kyle had in mind when he drafted him. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Kyle's not just like holding back. I'm hoping we
Hmm.
get to see why we drafted him. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be some growing pains with a rookie, but I think um, the fact that he has the ability to escape the pocket and do things with his legs, but also the fact that he looks downfield until the last moment, I think it's going to be okay. The
Yeah.
guy just is a
Right.
baller. He's just a baller. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah. I say fans don't don't stress out too much for this game. I think we'll be fine for sure.
Yeah,
I think Trey will ball out for sure tomorrow.
yeah. Don't like freak out. Just enjoy it. It's a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback. We don't know what we're getting. Obviously, Kyle's gonna have not the his full mad genius offense yet. It's kind of
Hmm.
testing the water, see how it's going. See we get to see what the run game could possibly look like. Just enjoy the game. We lose, we lose. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback. There's going to be it's going to be growing pains.
Yep. Exactly. Um, I think that's gonna do it for us for the preview, guys. We'll definitely be back Sunday after the game, so catch us then. And make sure to like and subscribe and leave some comments. Also, follow us on all social media: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
And
We appreciate you guys always tuning in, and
Go on my
We'll see
bookie
you
and
guys on Sunday.
bet on the Niners. Go on my bookie and bet on the Niners. They're going to win. It's easy money.
Yeah. Go to
The way that
mybookie.ag and bet on the Niners.
the way that it's going right now, it could be some easy money. The way the line's going right now, so and they're you know because the rookie's in there, they don't think we're going to win, and we have a really good chance. So I know I got my money
Once
on
again,
them.
guys, thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow after the game. Peace.
Peace out.